What up, y'all? Chris from the Orange Engine Brush checking in on you today. It is Tuesday. We are on the arse end of November. Christmas is a-coming. We don't want to think about that. We want to talk about some toy soldiers that we're going to build and paint. So, my latest job that I sorted out last week before I went on holiday to see friends in Glasgow was a copy of Deathwatch Overkill. Now, if you don't remember, obviously this is backwards, so use your imagination. Deathwatch Overkill was a box game released in 2016-17, might have been. Which pitted a force of Genestealer cults, brand new to Games Workshop since the olden days. It was the first kind of re-release and re-reveal of them, against the Deathwatch Space Marines. It was a great fun little game. My time working in Games Workshop, we demoed it and got a store set which we built up. Loved it, instantly made me fall in love with Genestealer cults. That's where my army started. I now have about 5,000-6,000 points of Genestealer cult. So it was really nice to revisit this box. It consists of a healthy portion of Genestealer cult in the form of Neophytes, Acolytes, Aberrants, 2 Pure Stone Genestealers, and the Brood Coven, which is the Primus, the Magos, 2 Familiars, and the Patriarch. It also has 11 Deathwatch Space Marines from all sorts of different chapters. These were really fun to paint. The Deathwatch Space Marines consisted of 11 models plus a Servo Skull and a Teleport Homer. This is the first time I've painted this set for the Deathwatch Space Marines at least. Really fun, really challenging, really rewarding. So let's go and have a look at this project debrief. So you can all have a look at what I painted, how I painted it, and the results and techniques I used to get it done in about 6 days. Please! So first for this project, we've got Kill Team Cassius, which consists of the 11 Space Marines, Teleport Homer, and Servo Skull. This element of the project sadly did cause the deadline to be delayed because I thought I'd be able to get them all painted in a couple of days tops. Because they're each so unique and they're each reflective of their chapter, each sculpt is laden with detail for their reflective legion/chapter. It did cause me to overrun a little bit, but I maximised on those details and the characteristics to make each one look the part. Really happy with the Space Wolf and the Raven Guard and the Salamander Terminator. So even though I did overrun, I think the result speaks for itself. I'm really happy with the individuality, while trying to maintain the consistent colours of the black and the silver for the Deathwatch, while also making sure things like the flame on the Salamander sticks out, the pack markings on the Space Wolf stick out, the claws on the Raven Guard stick out. So yeah, it was challenging while rewarding, and I'm glad this element of the project is done. The Dark Angel there with his Glory Plasma Pistol and Power Sword. I had to go at getting a little bit of OSL on his shoulder pad for the white Dark Angel emblem, and it came out quite nice. Raven Guard, blue Power Claws, nice kind of neutral coloured feathers just to break up the black, and a little bit of engine burn just to add that little splash of colour. Does it a world of good, really, really happy with him. The White Scar Biker, you can kind of see better here the elements of the blacks I used. So it's 3 different blacks used through airbrushing, highlighted with a very subtle grey, and then, like I say, let the chapter details speak for themselves and add that splash of colour. Chaplain Cassius here, leading the Deathwatch. He's okay, I guess. Right, now time for the good bits. The Brood Coven for the Genestealer cult are the leaders of the cult half of this box. Absolutely wicked sculpts. The Primus here, absolute G. Lots of darker details, so I really wanted to splash out in the colours on his sword, on his blue arms, the red on the inside of his coat, the green on his Toxin Injector claw. Love him, what a guy. The Magus is probably my favourite from this project that I've done. I really wanted his kind of regality and his importance of the cult to stand out and making him nice and vibrant. So a really nice bright red scarlet coat, golden tipped staff, lots of detail paid to the face, lots of bright colours where there isn't any in the rest of the force. And then Big Daddy Pat. So the Patriarch is, again, it was having to think about how I could make the brightness stand out, so I made sure that the pink bits and the brain and the muscles in between the carapace were nice and bright. Make sure the blue stands out, and add those details to the base, weather the pipe, do the skulls, make sure the Gene Cult icons are painted. Yeah, love him. Love the clever sculpt of the fact that he looks like the Gene Cult logo. Very, very clever. Then the meat and tatties of the Genestealer cult, which is a load of Neophytes and Aberrants and Genestealers. Acolyte hybrids, love them, fantastic. They die in droves, but I still love them. If they get to where they want to go, they'll do the work. Again, each of these models is laden with characters and details that you can really take your time on and enjoy. One day we'll get some new Genestealer models for Tyrannus and Genestealer cult like these guys, because they really do reflect the monstrosity of Genestealer as well. Hey ho, maybe soon. Who knows. Aberrants, love them. Massive, hard-hitting dudes with hammers and picks. The skin for these guys took a little bit of fine-tuning just to get it how I wanted it, but it came out great. Then my absolute favourite sculpt in all the Genestealer cult range, which is the humble Neophyte hybrids. They just ooze character. Each model tells an amazing story of the life that this model leads. it really doesn't take a lot to get them looking the part. So the whole project used some zenithal primes, then a few contrast layers, and then a few shades, selective highlights to make sure the important bits stand out. So things like the lumen lights, the casings on the gun, the face. Get up, come on, what are you doing? Then let the fatigues and the armour be dark, because at the end of the day they're dingy working class miners who are being repressed by an oppressive regime. But less on those thoughts of mine. Yeah, I could easily paint hundreds of these. I think I've got nearly 100 in my own Genestealer Cult army. They just paint themselves, they look fantastic, and even though they die in droves, they have my heart. Project done, love it. So there you go, Deathwatch Overkill painted over the space of 5 or 6 days. It was a little bit over, like I mentioned in the video, but at the end of the day it got a good result and the client's happy, so that's the most important thing. I'm now playing catch up to make up those days, as well as the days I was away on holiday seeing friends. So check back for this week, where I'm going to paint some Orlocks for Necromunda, some Custodian Guards for Warhammer 40,000, and a couple of other little bits that need to be done. So thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, Instagram, Facebook, all that nonsense. Go show me some love. I've got my next giveaway coming up to celebrate 4 years of the Emerald Engine Brush, so be sure to check it all out. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll catch you on the flippy dip.